Presenting your one-stop shop for SEO and virtual assistant services. SEO, GMB, link building, content creation, web design, virtual assistants, and more. Rankfortress SEO and VA Agency. Enjoy 40 to 70 off for our services. Rankfortress SEO and VA Agency. The best white label platform for SEOs, agencies, and freelancers.
Getting ready, guys. We're about to go live. We're going to discuss today why hire from the Philippines. That's right, why hire from the Philippines. That's what we're going to be discussing in today's virtual assistant course. Why hire from the Philippines? This is a part of module 1 of the VA Mastery course. This is module 1.2. Okay, so that's what we're going to be discussing today, and there are a few reasons why you should hire from the Philippines, and it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I'm in the Philippines. I could just tell you from experience why you should versus other countries. All of our team is from the Philippines, so I have nobody working for me from any other country, and there's a good reason for that. So we're going to discuss that. Let me go ahead and drop our live in these groups, and then we'll go ahead and get started. If you have any questions regarding virtual assistants, go ahead and drop it below as I start dropping this in our groups to get ready to go live. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. I've got everything all set up, and we're going to be good to go. Go ahead and get your comments in. I will see them as they roll in. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. And like I said, we're going to be discussing, why hire from the Philippines. Pretty simple. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. All right. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing this morning. I'm doing amazing. I'm blessed and highly favored and just really enjoying life. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go present this. This, like I said, is a part of module 1 of the course. If you are not a part of Rankfortress Academy, you need to go join Rankfortress Academy. You can do so at rankfortress.com, top right-hand corner where it says join Rankfortress Academy for free. Yes, it is free. I don't care where you live at. If you want to learn local SEO, you want to know how to do GMB optimization, you want to know how to do our off-page G-Stacks, Cloud Stacks, press releases, go high-level training. There is a lot of courses in there. It's going to be free. Some will be paid. The ones that will be paid won't be much. But the thing is, it's going to be, let's say more specialized go high level, how to become go high level, or how to do team building, or how to do off-page SEO. G-Stacks, Cloud Stacks, sort of thing. We will announce that as we start putting it out there. But as far as this course, the white label SEO course, see, we even got members. Let me go ahead and go in here. Join in Miss January. Nice to see you, Miss January. Robert Higgins, nice to have you. And Heidi, nice to have you. But if you go over here to community, you'll see, about me and my wife, who we are. I introduce myself, drop any questions you have here, and then any announcements, live classes, questions that people may have, tickets and stuff I give away, because I do giveaways and stuff, various. Just drop your questions, and then I'll also put the modules in here, and I did the free giveaways. So did a recent giveaway for SEO, and when questions come in, I put them over here, and we're good to go. So let me take a look real quick at everything, make sure it's set up. Mute, allow, nope. Okay. I'm gonna allow some of you guys in here. I do have some guys coming in and stuff. So as your questions come in, go ahead. It's cool. But once again, if you go to classroom here, so junk removal SEO mastery course, I have that in here where we do these classes once a week. I have a class coming up this weekend, which is where we'll be covering the next, if you will, 1.2 in module 1. We got virtual assistant mastery course, which is this course. And then I will also, in which we already did 1.1 last night, what is a virtual assistant? Yes, I have to answer that question because I literally had someone ask me this week, isn't virtual assistants like robots or AI? And it's like, no, it's actually real people. Believe it or not. So next, I'll be uploading today. I started last night, white label SEO mastery. What is white label SEO? Why do agencies use it, etc.? Inside each of these courses, you're going to see, for instance, the slideshow. You'll also see any SOPs or standard operating procedures. Any extra homework, anything I talk about in class will be there along with the recording. So if you're not a part of Rankfortress Academy, like I said, go join it. You can get to it by going to rankfortress.com where it says join Rankfortress. Click here. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started, guys. Like I said, and cover the module on why to hire from the Philippines, right? Unless you live here, you kind of probably don't know why to hire from the Philippines. But this is a part of, like I said, introduction module 1, introduction. What is virtual assistants? What's outsourcing? Understanding the virtual assistant industry. You can hire from anywhere from India, Bangladesh, Brazil, South America. There are virtual assistants in the United States, but the primary reason people hire remote workers is for lower cost. You're not going to get lower costs when you're hiring from the United States for the most part, or the UK or Australia. Generally, you're going to have to hire from a developing nation like the Philippines. When I first moved here to the Philippines, what I did not know was that the Philippines was the virtual assistant or VA capital of the world. You know, I never put two and two together. Like when you're calling Comcast and you're talking to them, you never knew, hey, you're talking to someone about your TV or whatever, your cable or internet. They sound Filipino. Once you actually start talking to Filipinos, you understand their culture and, if you will, their demeanor. You'd know that these are Filipinos, right? So most of the call centers, back office stuff, like accounting, customer service, is always going to be Filipinos or outsourced. And they do that. Most large companies do it because you can do it at scale, like we discussed in the previous day. At scale, meaning if you needed 50 VAs, 100 VAs at one time, it's no problem. If you had to do that in a local city, it's going to be a problem a lot of times, especially finding skilled workers that you don't have to train. Number two, the cost. In the United States, for example, minimum wage can go from anywhere from, I believe, $12 on up to $17, $18. And if, depending on, let's say it's SEO or whatever it is, bookkeeping, it can be anywhere from $20 to $40 an hour. Whereas with, hiring a virtual assistant, you can get away I've seen anyone paying anyone from, $200 to $1,000 a month. Okay. So it varies. There's sliding scale depending on how skilled they are. I moved over here to the Philippines over 6 years ago. My name is William Jones, of course. I'm married to Rowena Rivera Jones, and we have a team of almost a little over 70, almost 80 staff in-house. My office is attached to my house, okay? And we do SEO, web design, off-page SEO, go high level, and virtual assistant services for industries like the junk removal niche or agencies offering digital marketing. All right. This is Rika. Rika is actually my assistant project manager. She does an amazing job. In lesson 1.1, we went over what is a virtual assistant. Today, we're going over why hire a VA from the Philippines. Okay. So why hire a VA from the Philippines? This is, once again, some of my staff, not all of them. This is just a little portion of them. I always like to show them off. So the rise of Filipino virtual assistants. The reason being is people rely upon it because it streamlines your operations. That's number one, which I told you about. Also, it reduces costs. When you're running your operation, your business, and you need to hire 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, even 2 or 3 at one time, sometimes it's very difficult when you're trying to find someone that's skilled, okay, in a specialty like SEO or Google Ads, okay? It's not as easy as everybody thinks. Number two, if you got to do that and you got to do it in-house, your costs are going to skyrocket. But if you outsource it, it drops dramatically. So it enhances your productivity because you don't also have to train them. They already come trained for the most part, especially when you hire them from someone like me. I have over 20 years in the marketing industry, SEO. I actually got started, believe it or not, in Google Ads. I was managing over $100,000 a month in Google Ads. We were banking over $1 million a month in sales. Um, and then I got into web, and from there I got into SEO and graphics, etc. So among the top choices, the Philippines is known as the VA capital of the world. They stand out, the Filipino people, because of their skills and professionalism. And there's two big factors. So the two big factors is most of them speak English because in school they teach in English. Different provinces in the Philippines like Cebu, Dumaguete, Manila, etc., you're going to have a more fluent, if you will, and use more slang in when it comes to English. Okay, they're going to use, if you will, unbroken English, and they're going to use English slang. Whereas when you come into our near area, for instance, we don't do voice operating VAs because, for the most part, it's not unbroken English. Okay. They speak good English. I understand, we talk every day. And as they're around me, of course, their English gets better and better. And when we do content, it gets better and better. And now our goal is to help improve their lives. Okay. Number two is a lot of them are college graduates, meaning they have an actual 4-year degree. A lot of our people are from IT schools, criminology schools, and that sort of thing. All right. So why the Philippines? It's a leading outsourcing hub, like I said, with skilled workforce. 4-year degree, IT, meaning they know how to code a lot of times. They have an IT background. You don't have to teach them, if you will, that part of it. You will have to teach them if you hire them blank slate, which I would not suggest, because if you hire someone that has no skills, you're going to get a lower cost, but then you're going to have to develop them and teach them about SEO if you're doing SEO or web design, etc. And it'll take many months. It's better to go ahead and hire a VA that actually knows what they're doing, has some work experience, and also can give you references, or hire someone from us like Rankfortress.com, where you can get virtual assistants for pennies, and they're already skilled, trained, and managed. Okay. They have a strong cultural alignment with Western businesses. Okay. They have competitive rates without compromising quality. That's the big one. You can get competitive rates, but then a lot of times you got to compromise quality because you're trying to train them. All right. You always want to hire from someone like us where it's managed virtual assistants where you do not have to train them. All right. So let's go ahead and explore some more reasons why hiring from the Philippines is a smart decision. So once again, this is some of my staff. The Philippine advantage in outsourcing. The Philippines is one of the top destinations of the world for virtual assistants. It is known as the VPO, number one BPO or outsourcing in the world in Asia. English proficiency, which we already discussed, is ranked among the top English speaking countries in all of Asia. Number two, government support. Policies encourage outsourcing and remote work in the Philippines. And number three, and number four, we talked about, is highly educated workforce, which we already discussed, that many of the Filipino people hold college degrees, 4-year degrees, and special certifications, whether that's criminology or IT field. Sometimes they'll go to nursing, but if they're nursing, they're not usually looking for VA work. With the highly skilled and service-oriented workforce, Filipino VAs provide world-class experience. A lot of times, I don't know if you've ever been to the hospital or in customer service at all. Generally speaking, you're talking to, like I said, when you call someone, you're talking to a Filipino. Whenever you go to a hospital, a lot of times you're talking to and dealing with a Filipino nurse. Excuse me, because highly customer service oriented and very friendly people. Excuse me. So the key reasons to hire a VA from the Philippines: excellent English communication skills. They have a high level of education, strong cultural compatibility with Western clients. They love talking to Westerners or Americans, Australians, UK people. They really love us. Anytime we're outside, we're in Manila or we're in the city. Usually they come up to us and start talking to us, real friendly and love talking to you. One thing sometimes people kind of get aggravated with, you got to deal with, it's going to be like you'll be on the phone or you'll be on a Zoom call with them, and it's like, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And some people do not like that, especially if you're from the North. Us Southerners are kind of used to it, especially down South. So affordable yet high quality services. So you want to get affordability, i.e., very low cost compared to hiring someone in the States and having to deal with taxes and having to deal with health insurance and having to deal with the hiring and the managing and all the headaches that come with it. Okay. Yet quality, meaning it's going to be done and it's going to be done right. All right. Next is you're going to have adaptability and tech savviness. They're very key when you hire someone from us on the tech because we're constantly training. Okay. They have a strong work ethic and reliability, meaning a lot of times, not to put this in the wrong way, but when you hire someone from the States, a lot of times they don't want to do stuff because they'll be like, that's not my job. That don't work and that don't fly over here. Over here, they have a strong work ethic. If you assign it to them, they're just going to do it and they're going to figure it out. And what do I mean by that? If you want to know what I mean, they have the ability to go through things. It's like if a typhoon's coming or a hurricane's coming to the States, everybody goes running, hiding. Philippines, it might seem crazy. They'll go out and start dancing in the rain. No big deal. It's a typhoon. All right. Key reasons: excellent English communication skills in the context of F English Proficiency Index, or what's called EPI. In 2024, the Philippines ranked as the second in Asia and 22nd globally for English proficiency. Okay. At 570 was their score, which gives them that high proficiency. English is one of the official languages. All right. Top official language, of course, is Tagalog. And then we have English. Filipino VAs also have a neutral accent and excellent written and spoken English skills, which makes a great combination for smooth communication, whether it's written as well as video, as well as speech. Okay. So there's fewer misunderstandings, and that ultimately gets us to efficient task execution, which is the number one reason why you are outsourcing. You want things done right and you want them done in a proficient manner. Number two, highly educated and skilled workforce. The Philippines has a strong education system producing professionals with expertise. Most of our staff, a lot of our staff, have a 4-year college degree, anywhere from business administration, marketing, social media management, IT and web, finance or bookkeeping, and customer service. Okay, the educational landscape in the Philippines, of course, you start kindergarten, elementary, secondary. You go to secondary school, and then a lot of times people go to tertiary school, okay, which is bachelorette, post bachelorette, etc. But secondary school, most of them go to is the 4 years. They do that, and then they go to the college schools. Okay. Unlike in the United States, a lot of people don't go to college. It's not everybody that can go to college because the United States is very expensive to go to college. You wind up going into debt. All right. Number three, cultural compatibility with Western clients. Why does cultural alignment even matter? Why did I even put this in there? So Filipino virtual assistants are highly familiar with Western etiquette and work ethics and social norms and stuff. I imagine they watch TV in English, they watch movies in English, they're exposed to Western media, news, education, and culture. They have the ability to understand your humor and slang, whereas other countries you might use something that you think is humorous and they'll take offense to it. Okay. Whereas in the Philippines, they go, "Oh, he's just joking." We know that you're joking. They have an adaptability, different time zones and business styles, of course. And so, as the result, the VA it will blend seamlessly into your business and your business operations, which is what you're after. You're not after someone that you're going to have to fight to get them to fit into your culture and understand you and take offense to everything you say or do. Number four is the cost effectiveness without compromising quality. Hiring a VA from the Philippines allows businesses to reduce costs while maintaining high quality service. You're going to have lower labor costs compared to hiring in Western countries like the United States. You're not going to have to deal with taxes. You're not going to have to deal with health insurance. You're not going to have to deal with, if you will, pensions and all that other crap. You also have no need for office space, equipment, or employee benefits or the tools. Like in SEO, we have a lot of tools, and to have an agency, it costs a lot of money usually because you have a lot of costs and tools. Besides the office space, besides the government taxes and licenses and everything else you have to do. We handle all that over here in the Philippines because we are registered with the government in the Philippines. So flexible pricing, you can hire hourly, part-time, or full-time. We have VAs that work, full-time for clients, and then we have VAs that work part-time or hourly for clients. So the cost of savings is up to 70% or more without sacrificing your productivity and efficiency. That key word there, is, like I always say, is efficiency, meaning can you hire someone today in the city you're in and they start immediately and they know exactly what to do when it comes to, let's say, SEO? And generally, the answer is no. Most of the time, when I used to interview people all the time, when I worked at EMED primary care, I was also I was also in management. So I did a lot of the hiring and posting of jobs. And I got to see how many times someone would literally lie on their resume and tell you that they have a background in the health department, in the health industry. And then when you get them in, find out they don't. And then they say, actually, I worked in customer service. I just really want the job. Could you give me a chance? So when you deal with someone like Rankfortress for your virtual assistants and hire directly from us, they're already trained. We're doing training sometimes daily and a lot of times weekly and monthly. And then I also do mentorship and coaching. All you got to do is watch our reels and our lives on Facebook and you'll see it. We also do podcast interviews as well. So you get to know our staff, right? Techsavvy, number five, Techsavvy and highly adaptable. So Filipino virtual assistants are proficient in digital tools and software such as Microsoft Office, Google Suite, Trello, Asana, ClickUp for project management, social media and content creation like Canva, Photoshop, e-commerce platforms, anything from Shopify, Amazon, WordPress. They can even code websites. Okay, CRM, customer support like Zendesk, HubSpot, or Go High Level. So they're quick learners who adapt to new software because they're always learning. Okay. And number six is going to be a strong work ethic and reliability. They're hardworking, highly committed to their tasks, punctual, detail orientated, and proactive with a strong sense of professionalism and integrity. That's something when you're looking for company culture, a lot of times really hard to build. And when you're doing it on your own and you're running your business, like when we first got started with Rankfortress over 5 years ago, it's like we're just doing it like most business owners trying to make a buck, trying to earn some money. And then you get into, well, you're successful. Now you got to learn about building teams and hiring and taxes and all this other stuff. And so we went through the trenches, if you will. And so now we know, for example, how to weed out the people that aren't going to fit into our culture, that are maybe not hardworking, maybe not punctual with a sense of professionalism. So we know our team is proficient in those areas. Once again, if you have questions, just drop them below and I will handle them. So many businesses experience long-term success. You don't know how many times, every time I turn around and talk to a digital agency, like after this live, I have 4 different sales calls. A lot of times they've hired Filipino VAs or they have their own VA staff. Okay. So strong work ethic and reliability. So some common services that are provided by Filipino VAs is going to be what we call back office support, which is generally administrative support, bookkeeping, and finance and tech. Right. Then you have my industry, which is usually digital marketing, which is SEO, search engine optimization, web design, graphic design, video editing, tech support, e-commerce, social media. I'm going to go ahead and let me show you something too, because I can also show you the type of services that we offer with our VAs. If you want this spreadsheet, comment below, say, hey, spreadsheet, send it to me and I'll send it to you. But for example, we do lead generation. That means, building prospect lists and building out your list for you and finding, if you will, leads for your business that could turn into sales. We do go high level or CRM virtual assistants. We also have Facebook ads, Google ads, social media management, graphic design, video editing, content writing, email marketing, branding, data entry, web design, e-commerce virtual assistants, Google business profile optimization management, local SEO, on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and executive virtual assistants. An executive virtual assistant basically means a jack of all trades and can do all of that stuff. Or you can get them individualized where they only do local SEO. All right, so let's go back to our module. That's just to show you a little bit of what our VAs can do and are trained in, and they're trained by me as well. So how to hire a Filipino virtual assistant. Step 1, identify the task you need help with, or get on a call with me. How do you get on a call with William? You go to rankfortress.com and I'll show you guys this. You just go to rankfortress.com and simply book a call with me. If you book a call with me, we'll go over, where are you currently at in your business? What are your goals? What would you like to achieve? And what time you would like to achieve it? And I'll give you my input and I'll make a whole plan for you to get you there. I just talked to someone yesterday. He's in the mid 6 figures, and he wants to hit 7 figures. And I set him up with a team of 5 VAs. So I'll do that for you. Just click speak to William, top right hand corner, or contact us and I will do so. Or comment below in the video and I will send you my link. Okay. So let's go ahead and go back here. So step 1 will identify your task that you need help with. Step 2, come to us at rankfortress.com, or if you want to take your chances, you can go to Upwork, onlinejobs.ph, Fiverr, or other virtual assistant agencies. When you do that, I cannot guarantee how good the work, you will never be able to guarantee how good the work is, because some people will lie on their resumes. I would suggest if you go to Upwork or onlinejobs.ph or Fiverr or any of these other places, is you don't hire them immediately. You give them a test job. What do I mean by test job? A test job is something that it's not necessarily with a client. It may be your own asset, so you can test their proficiency. So for example, content. Have them write an article for you on a blog. Have them write a press release. Have them do some on-page SEO. Have them do some off-page SEO citations. See if they can follow directions. So one good way, I know a friend of mine named Dennis Yu, he taught me this years ago. So if I did a job post on, let's say, Upwork or onlinejobs.ph, what I will tell them to do is submit your resume and in the subject line, put the word Daffy Duck. And people will be like, why would you put the word Daffy Duck or something like that in the subject line? Because it immediately eliminates everyone that cannot follow directions. And then I go into step 2, which is send me over a video talking about yourself. Not what you do, not your skills or anything that about you. Are you married? What are your habits? What are your hobbies? Stuff like that. Are you motivated? So I can get to know you. And step 3 is then give them a test job. All right, so step 3, create a clear job description outlining your requirements. Step 4, interview and assess communication skills and experience. This is kind of what I went through. What I was just telling you, some things I learned from my good friend Dennis Yu. Step 5 is set expectations regarding work hours and payment and responsibility. How are you going to pay them? Is it going to be via PayPal? Is it going to be via Wise or Remitly or Western Union? How are you going to pay them? I would recommend generally Remitly or Wise. And then discuss, of course, their hours. Are they going to work during your time zone or their time zone? And then start, once again, like I told you, with a trial job or a trial period. And remember, as I always says, pay your VAs on time. So in summary, in today's class, this is Hazel. It's another one of my staff here. They are highly proficient and highly educated, usually 4-year degrees, many times culturally aligned with Western values or Western businesses. So you have a smooth collaboration and cost effective and yet high quality, tech savvy, and strong work ethic. Hiring a Filipino VA is a smart investment. Okay. If you have not done so, and you say, listen, William, I don't want to have to go through Upwork, Online Page Shops, Fiverr, and all this. I'd rather just hire your team. How can I do it? So I can show you exactly how to do that. If you just go to rankfortress.com and go to virtual assistants right here in the menu, you will see all the different virtual assistants that we have. This is some of my team. Once again, like I said, we have 70 plus. Book a discovery call, real simple, and we'll talk to you about it and we'll get you going and I'll find out your needs. All right. This is all based on my calendars based on USA time, or you can simply pick out the virtual assistants you believe you need. If you hit, for example, local SEO VA, you take you to it, you can pick out blocks of hours. So blocks of hours being, 20 hours, you want 80 hours or 160. It's cheap as chips. Now, this is pretty cheap, but I also have another deal where you can buy 800 hours or a team of 5 VAs on a monthly basis. And it winds up being about $830 a month for 5 VAs when we do it that way. But if you want that deal or you want more information or you want to talk to me, either book a call or drop a comment below and we'll get to talking in direct messenger. So see if there's any questions here and then I'll get back to, we'll wind up seeing you again next week, but I want to see if there's any questions real quick regarding SEO that I have not answered or virtual assistants that I have not answered. Once again, if you want my spreadsheet, comment below. If you want to talk to me, comment below and we'll go through that. So looks good. Our questions were answered. Why hire from the Philippines, English. Okay, great. Like I said, want to hire someone, go to rankfortress.com, book a call, and we'll gladly help. If you want a spreadsheet of what each of those VA tasks that we can handle are, just comment below and say, hey, can you send me the spreadsheet? And I will do so. I appreciate you guys. Until tomorrow, be blessed and have a great day.